My name's Lee Warren, and I've been a chair for 30 plus years. The more I said yes to things, the more I've accomplished in life.
Raymond Dufton had an idea about putting together a team so that people with disabilities could race.
My name's Lee. Hopefully I'm going to be a driver.
Yes, I've got it. It's me. I can now race on the track, not on the road. Now there's going to be other people. I mean, they might not be around me, but I know they're going to be on the track.
First place and the winner of the Manning Trophy goes to Lee Warren with a .49.
I'm part of a race team called Team Motive.
Race team!
We've got a race car. There's several of us from the disabled community that have got involved in making this race car a thing and racing. That's pretty much how we got started. That's why I needed my race license. We have the MX-5, and that's our race car.
Well, that's got its own little story. It was once stolen, and when it was recovered, it was deregistered and sent to a parts yard. But Lee found it, and he said, I found this car. So he said, what do you think? And we had a quick conversation about it, and we said, do it. So Lee bought the car, and then it was about trying to strip it, prepare it for race. The roll cage went in. Everyone's rolled up their sleeves. Oh, yes. So proud of all of these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a huge amount of hours, and we couldn't have done it without a group of people that have taken Team Motive for what it was intended, and that's to give people with disabilities the opportunity to experience motorsport, and obviously the hurdles on the way. Ready to go.
The event coming up is the B&H 500. Is it 500 miles or 500 Ks? Anyway, it's a lot, and it's called an endurance race because the car's got to finish. So we've got 3 different drivers. We've got Kurt Peterson, Tony Christensen, and myself. No, good call, yeah. And we'll be swapping drivers throughout the race. And it's going to be really draining and strenuous because hold the wheel with one hand and drive with the other, and you've got to focus, you've got to look in your mirrors. You've also, again, got to watch for flags. You know, is there something on the track? Has somebody else crashed? Is somebody else skidding out? Is there oil? You know, there can be so many things that can happen, so you're really switched on. And if we can come first in our category, that's awesome. That would be fantastic. But the biggest thing is actually finishing. I transfer into the chair and put my legs down in the back in what's called a kneeling seated position. And I was actually, funnily enough, just thinking how I should really get some newer gloves. These are the old mitt gloves that people used to use back in the day, and it's all I know. From having my injury and breaking my back at 16, prior to that, I was a dick. Like, I was a bit of a loser, really. I was going nowhere. I had no direction. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Then the drugs and alcohol that I was using for recreational use before my injury, I was then using as a coping mechanism. So I pretty much couldn't go anywhere or do anything unless I was wasted to some degree. When I started to make some changes, I realized that there's more to life than just what I was doing. And it was actually because of getting involved in sport that ended up changing my life. Just rolling in place. It's kind of like a treadmill for wheels. I'm running or walking in the same place. Yeah. This friend of mine, Chris, he prompted me to get involved in wheelchair racing. It was really good. doing 100 and 200 metre sprints and was part of the training for the Paralympic team. So we went over there and did some racing. I did okay. I found out after training for, it was around about 2 years, that I didn't qualify. I didn't qualify for the Paralympics. I missed out by 0.2 of a second. As much as dealing with being in a chair and my accident was really hard, training and pushing for something that was a goal and then not achieving it was a real setback. But I did enjoy just the racing, the fun side of it. About a week after that, I got interviewed, and I told the interviewer that I'm going to do the round the bays in a gorilla suit. So that started my round the bays in costumes. In a wetsuit, a night suit, and a Batman suit. But I did find from doing events in costume that it makes everyone smile and laugh. So that's my training. It was a soft training session, but still, it is training. I try and do this maybe 3-5 times a week, and when I'm not doing this, I'm doing weights. You've only got so much time. You're only allocated so many breaths before you die, and sometimes it's just a case of saying yes to stuff. Cool beans. It's been so long. A couple of years ago, I'd never known axe throwing. Probably dovetails really nicely into motorsport, given the fact it is very much the same repetition. Take that corner slightly better, aim for this, look there, brake sooner, brake later, which would be the same as the activity of throwing the axe as well. Eventually, you'll see a good shot. Yeah. You can cut all these bad shots out and make every shot look good, right? The average T12 para, that's my level, uses as much energy getting up in the morning, going to the toilet, showering, getting changed, and getting ready and leaving the house as the average person does through the entire day. See how the handle hit first on that one? That's a lot of energy. It isn't. It is just in, so it counts. I suppose at the age of nearly 50, my shoulders have probably done the same activity level as maybe a 70-year-old. That was right. Because I've been in a chair for 33 years now, so I kind of got to balance up activity and rest. As much as I don't want to rest, because I want to do stuff, I've got projects, I've got plans, I've got things I want to do, I've got to pull that back a little, remembering that I'm nearly 50 and thinking, well, my skin's been in a chair for 32, 33 years, and I need to make sure that I take a rest. Got to remember that. Hey, bro. Look at you all dressed up.
Yeah, it's date night.
Am I interrupting date night?
No, date night's over.
Hi, Morag. I moved out here at age 8. I think it was just before my 9th birthday. Yeah. We travelled and had a look at New Zealand as a family unit. Mum and Dad had a great time and said, let's immigrate there. My dad died 12 years ago. Mum moved back to the UK to help look after her sister with multiple sclerosis. My brother moved back for work and then found love, got married.
Have you got a race on?
No, but next weekend we got that Zoom team motive race in the MX-5. Oh, no, in the MX-5, not Lucy. No. Yeah. My brother dealt with a lot after my injury. He dealt with a lot of my pain and frustration and anger. At the time, I don't know if I really appreciated, but I know that's love. That's real support, is being there when the other person doesn't want you to be there, when the other person is me, when all I was doing was pushing him away.
Have you spoken to Mum?
No, actually I might give her a call now, just see if she's still up. We do Skype, you know, I wouldn't say every week, but a lot of weeks. You know, we just have 20-minute, half-hour chat, or 2 hours if it's Mum. I love my mum. I love my mum.
Dad said something to you when you was sort of getting really angry with me, and I was working full-time as well, that made you really change the next day.
He said, if you keep pushing her away, you'll lose her, like I lost her and you'll never get her back. I miss hugging my mum. I do. I miss going places with my annoying mum. Oh, gosh, she's so annoying.
I am getting a bit emotional because that's who I am, and being proud because you're just amazing.
Thanks, Mum. See you later.
Love
Love
you.
you too.
Wait,
Sleep well.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Good morning and welcome to Pukekohe Park Raceway. Beautiful day here.
We're here, we're on the track. B&H 500, we've made it, the car's made it.
We're all going to go that way. That's right. 3, 2, 1.
We are here, and we're actually celebrating that as much as anything else.
Well, it's been a real journey, I tell you. From where we started to where we are today is just under a year, and we're here. Lee managed to find a car, which is the little Mazda here. It was destined to be parted out, and we gave it a new lease of life, and, you know, it's probably quite fitting for us as a bit of a storyline, really. Guys in chairs having a second chance at doing something that they're all passionate about to a car that was going to be parts, and we've turned it into a race car.
There are teams overseas and programs set up for drivers with disability. We spoke very early on to one in the UK, and they hire able-bodied staff and mechanics and crew to make the events happen. What they didn't understand is in New Zealand, motorsport, or most of motorsport, is actually grassroots, and that is mates helping out mates. And so what we've been able to do is get assistance and support from genuinely good motorsport people who've rolled up their sleeves and like what we're trying to do. Think motorsport ought to be more accessible for more people.
So a very quick rundown. We've got, I think there's about 40 people in the event, 8 in our class category. So we've just got to finish 8th, and we've done well. Any better than 8th, we're doing awesome.
It's a 500-kilometre race. 500 kilometres or 4 hours, whichever comes first.
Car controller, you got the study.
We've got 3 drivers, so we're splitting the driving up into either 55 laps or an hour and a quarter in the car. So to be in the car for an hour and 15 minutes is going to be a great challenge.
We're out, we're in the line, we're going.
Yep.
The bottle's been pulled off.
Yep.
And away they go. We've seen strategy, we've seen tactics, we've seen brute force and ignorance. It doesn't matter. It all comes down to reliability.
With an endurance race, it's not about being the fastest every lap. It's about putting together your laps in a way that you hand the car over to the next team member.
It's a great opportunity to be involved with other people with disabilities. But most of my life is with able-bodied people in an able-bodied world. You know, my children, my family, all that stuff. And so to come in and be involved in a racing event, which is my passion, motorsport, and to be able to share it with other people with disabilities is amazing.
The aim, and Tony put this really well the other day, Tony said, we are there to show that we are participating and our aim is to complete.
Oh, we've got a slow car down the back straight. That could be Lightning McQueen by the looks of it, the little MX-5 just chugging a bit slowly. Yes, it is, the red Mazda MX-5 going awfully slow down the back straight. Great if that car could even pull off. He's going slower than a politician's wit, so hopefully he can grind it to get it out of the way. But I've got a horrible feeling we're going to hear some calls coming over the air very soon. He has literally ground to a halt.
from a marshal's point of view, if we did have an accident, that the flag marshals or the marshals are aware, the fire crews are aware that you're a disability guy in a car. When I was doing Speedway, you know, that was one of the jokes, is they used to talk about the fire crew, and if I ever crashed my sprint car, don't bother looking for my legs because I don't have any.
So with 163 laps to go, we haven't completed many, have we? 9 laps. Oh, what a devil of a thing to have to happen, man. Let's hope that car can be recovered, because they've got an awful lot of mileage more to go. Lightning McQueen into the pits to see what's going on with the mighty MX-5. And let's hope it's nothing as simple but as horrible as a can belt. That would be absolutely horrible.
Just misfired a couple of times, onto the back straight, misfired again, and then stop.
Apparently overheating coil pack, so it gets too hot. What's a good way of explaining it? Spark comes through, goes to a coil pack, and the coil pack distributes it to the spark plugs. And if it gets too hot, it goes, nah, I quit.
Then as it cooled down, we all of a sudden had spark again. So we've sort of figured that's narrowed down to that's our problem.
What do you want to do?
They're taking that strip out, and they're going to lift the bonnet up a little at the back.
Oh, yeah.
So more heat's going to come out.
We've basically moved the bonnet up a little bit just to try and give it a bit of cooling into the engine bay, because of course going 150 k per hour around here, you've got a little bit of air coming through there.
Tony has just rejoined the race, so we won't be finishing on the podium, but our aim is still to finish.
I actually got my race license in May, so since May, I've been on the track with my Mini once. Then I've been out on the track with the MX-5 time trial once at Hampton Downs. Both of them at Hampton Downs, so I know Hampton Downs quite well now. And then all of a sudden, boom, Pukekohe. Like, ah!
Lee has been an absolute find. He came out to a track day, which had an opportunity for people to bring out their own cars. I think he brought his Mini out to that one, which is hand-controlled. Going to do our driver change very shortly.
Are you ready, Lee?
Yeah, sure, I'm ready. I'm ready. It's a calm. I'm like the duck, all calm and collected on top and underneath.
McQueen has come in for another pit stop, and this is the one that's the hand-control vehicle. So an hour and a half in. This is fantastic. A, that the car is back on the track and going. B, that another driver's getting a skid there. So hopefully all three of them are going through their motions and certainly keeping the car going. Remember, this is a hand-control vehicle. The drivers do not have the use of their legs. So all the other drivers don't have a use of their brain. So I think they're certainly in good contention.
This is the first time that Lee has been to Pukekohe. And Pukekohe, if you listen to any of the V8 supercar guys, it's a testing track. You have to have your wits about you.
I think the main thing for Lee is just getting around there and just looking in the mirrors and just keeping cool, calm, collected. It's not easy when you've got cars that are coming in, they're hot, ready to rock and roll, and they come into corners, they're obviously racing against each other, and we're just there to circulate. Of course, we're trying to do our own race as well, but trying to just stay out of the way is the #1 thing.
Motorsport in itself is a very dangerous sport, right? You know, you're going to some of these corners at extremely high speeds, you're pushing tyres and engines to the limit. So if you're doing it well, you're on the edge. And whenever you're on the edge, there's a huge amount of stress. So, you know, his stress level is probably pretty much up there.
When you drive normally, cars stay in their lanes, out of the way. And they don't come close to you. It's my personal space, my bubble, go away. And so on the racetrack, it's just, get away! What are you doing?
Motorsport is the sport with most equity. It doesn't matter when you're in the car with your helmet on, whether you're male, female, young, older, or whether you've come along to the track with a disability. Once you're in the car, your disability stays in the pits. We are stoked with how Lee is going. And I can't wait to see what Kurt does.
I'm sure Lightning McQueen will be working his backside off there. That's either Tony Christensen, Lee Warren, or Kurt Peterson.
It's awesome. That was phenomenally great. And the learning that's gone on even from the beginning of the day, huge, huge. I am literally saying I left it all on the track. I know tonight I'm going to sleep well. My cats can pat on my face. I don't care. I'm just going to, out. It's fantastic. Yeah. I couldn't think of anything better to do. And yeah, I'm super, super, super pumped. So I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, what next? V8s, supercars, Formula One, racing, Formula E, I'm coming at you. No, probably not. But yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Be checkered flag anytime soon. Put your hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the Big Ford GT40 takes the last B&H 500, sponsored by Fleetline here at Pukekohe.
27th is the 95 Lightning McQueen Team Motive cars there. The automatic transmission MX-5 with the hand controls. Well done, team, for position 27. Not last by a country mile.
I couldn't think of a better team. And this is the start. This feels like the grassroots, the first car, the first team, the first group of us that are getting it together and pushing it out the gate. It's just a matter of time before we get another car, more people involved, more disabilities, and more learning and moving forwards again. And other events.
1, 2, 3, Team Motive!
If there's any advice I could give somebody else who's in a chair, who's maybe can look at their life and say, I'm wrapped in cotton wool, I don't do anything, but I'm so safe, it would be get out more. Do things that hurt you, make you bleed, make you cold, make you cry, make you laugh, because they're the things that are life.